Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. Grab a cold one. It's Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Poppin' taps in the day. Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store downtown Blacksburg, which is where these delicious brewskis came from. And man, I can already smell. I popped it and immediately set it down to my left, and I can already smell the berries.
Smells like candy.
It does on this one. So I just popped, as did you, something from Goliath Brewing, both sours. Or no, excuse me, Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. This is the Berry Patch Fandango, which is a kettle sour beer with blueberries, mulberries, raspberries, and raspberry flavor. I had to throw in the raspberry flavor there. I kind of almost took it away from it.
They
Why
couldn't
not
get
just,
their hands
we got
on-
all these berries
Well,
in here.
They're in Decorah, Iowa. How hard is it to come by a raspberry there?
I couldn't tell you, but it says right here on the side, Berry Patch Fandango Kettle Sour's flavor profile is a melange of blueberries, mulberries, raspberries, inspired by homemade jam. It balances the sweet and tart notes of all three fruits, leaving you with the perfect taste of summer's harvest in December, because that's when we're drinking this bad boy. Coming in at 5.3% by ABV. So by ABV. You know, sours usually you're not getting
lower.
too big of an ABV, as we've come to learn, but there's a reason why we're drinking sours. Go ahead and let everybody know what you just popped. Also, maybe a bit cooler of a label. Mine just got a bunch of berries on it.
This is the Dragon Fandango, and it's got a sweet ass dragon on the front of it. Toppling Goliath, obviously. It's beer with mango, which is one of my favorite fruits, and it's so incredibly underrated. Passion fruit and dragon fruit. Both fruits that I've never actually had the actual fruit, but everything I've had with it in it is just absolute money.
I feel like I have had one of them. What's the one that's like spiky? Is that the
I think
dragon
that's the dragon fruit.
I
I think Kroger like had it for a while for whatever reason, and then like it just completely left their shelves. Because I remember seeing it and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go try this. And I was like, well, it's like a kiwi. I have no idea. I finally learned how to prepare kiwis, but apparently you can eat the skin on a kiwi. I don't know about that. Mango, passion fruit, and dragon fruit are combined to create this unique sour beer. Raise a glass, dance the fandango, and celebrate these tropical fruits. It's unfiltered. Sediment is normal, says it right there on the damn can. Brewed in beautiful Decorah, Iowa. 4.2% ABV.
Oh, wow. This is straight
Berry.
Have
you ever had a
berry?
mulberry? I've never had a mulberry.
I'm not so sure.
I don't even know what it looks like.
I just looked up what passion and dragon fruit look like, but I don't know what a mulberry looks like. Is it? I'm guessing it's, well, based on the color of this beer, which is basically just straight up purple. I would assume it's going to be in that vein.
This looks like
mulberry.
a unfiltered Four Loko.
Yeah, pretty much.
Beautiful color.
Mulberries are like about the same color as like a blackberry, and they look like they can go like a longer kind of patch.
The only thing I really know about mulberries is the mulberry bush is where the monkey chased the weasel.
Yes, all around.
And I assume it was Polly Shore weasel, not an actual weasel.
So I decided to do a sour show. One, because they had all these awesome sours that I haven't tried over there at the Cellar Six Pack Store, but also because I figured, since you like sours, and usually we're just drinking the stuff that I tend to like, I figured we would do a show that you might like because, well, while today is not exactly your birthday, it's about as close as we're going to get on this show. So happy early birthday.
This is a beautiful choice. I'm excited. And then I got to go on hiatus for a while.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, I don't know if you mentioned it on your show earlier today, but this is Big Nate's last hoorah before baby number 3, who's going to be brought into this world in just a couple days.
Very likely going to share the same birthday as me.
Yeah. So
which is kind of cool.
As we were kind of teasing over the weekend, we're celebrating a couple birthdays because it's going to be your birthday And so are they, all right, I've never had a kid. This is your third. Is this the first time y'all are inducing?
No, this is the third time. We're
third.
3
So
for
you
3.
you always induce. Is that just because it's like now's the time, no sense waiting, or what's the point of that?
So I don't know if it's my genetics or the wife's genetics, but we have very large babies. And then like once they start walking around,
they're ready.
they turn into string beans. But all of our families, like closest people are 2.5 hours away. So I mean, they give us the option, and we're not fans of surprises. Like we find out as soon as possible what it's going to be, and try and plan. So it's nice to have that luxury. So 3 for 3, wouldn't do it any other way. And yeah, so we'll have gonna take our 2 kids who are out here in the world and go do something fun to celebrate my birthday tomorrow, and then tomorrow night get to go into the lovely facilities over there in Christiansburg, and I guess eventually have a baby.
So tomorrow night is when the induction.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
So that's the other interesting thing. Induction's the right word. It is not like a quick process. So
Yeah.
like every time we've done it at like both the first 2 times, it was at 6 a.m. in the morning. We had to be there. And then with Harper, our first son, our son, we didn't have him until 12:45 the following morning.
Wow.
So it was like a very, very long day. So I'm glad that this time, like we have to go in at 8 p.m. It's like, well, we can sleep through most of the sitting around and waiting.
So it is just one of the just sitting around and wait thing. It's
Mhm.
not like a long, drawn out labor process,
I
or
mean-
is it? I don't know.
I mean, not for me, but
Yeah.
the other thing is like for that whole time frame, Cindy can't eat. So I would feel like a dick if I was sitting there like having a Philly cheesesteak sub in front of her. So like I can't really go down to the cafeteria.
So at least it's a time that it hopefully
That I'm
won't
not gonna be eating anyway.
anyways. So how does that work with the kids? Or is
The in-laws are gonna
in-laws are going to be there, so
hang
you'll
out
just be at the hospital hanging out, and then they'll be sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So inducing, and then in theory, probably the next day, which would be your actual birthday.
Mhm.
So you guys are going to share birthday. How do you feel about having to share your birthday?
So in the past, I've lamented that like no one incredibly cool was born on my birthday other than me. I had Aaron Carter,
Oh, that's not a
who's
bad one.
now deceased, so I can no longer tweet happy birthday at him. Larry Bird's kind of cool. I will give Larry Bird and Tom Waits, and like those are the 3 big celebrities that have the same birthday as me. So it'd be cool to like share it with someone who's
A little
little bit
closer to
cooler.
home. A little
Yeah.
cool.
yeah.
No.
I'm not listening to a lot of Tom Waits. Seemed like a cool dude, but
Yeah.
not my thing.
So, all right. So, and that would be cool. I guess that probably would be kind of cool to celebrate a birthday with your little, and we know it's a boy named Lemmy. Did we decide on Lemmy? I don't know where that stood. I haven't heard otherwise. So either way, I'm going to call him Lem.
The wife has said no to Lemmy,
Oh.
but she hasn't provided a alternative, and I'm usually
So
the
y'all
one
still
who
don't have
fills
a
out the
name
birth
yet?
certificate. I mean, it depends on how mean she is to me during labor.
Oh, okay.
So she's called me some names in labor before, and if that happens again on my
one of those names
birthday,
will be on
you
the
can't be
birth
mean to me
certificate.
on my birthday. Yeah. If she's mean to me, it's gonna be Lemmy on the birth certificate for sure.
Wow. So what are the other contenders?
I'm not gonna say because
Okay.
she'll watch this and then veto or overthink it.
Okay. So, but you get to pick. You have ultimate say.
I've more or less named everything we own. Because I like thinking of names, and Cindy's not the best at it. She always said like she had some like vision board or something new agey like that when she was in high school, and she was gonna have 2 children, and they were gonna be named Rock and Shiny.
Wow.
So yeah, she's not allowed to name things.
Well, you could pick a name that rocks, like Lemmy,
Yeah, I think Lemmy would be perfect.
and then that's right there. So, and this is number 3 for you. You got a boy, you got a girl, got another boy coming, and then if I'm not mistaken, y'all want 4, don't you?
Yes.
So you're gonna do another one,
Yes.
and then would you? I guess another girl perhaps would
I-
probably work out good.
I mean, if I had my druthers, yeah, we just completely
Boy,
even
girl,
it out.
boy, girl.
Because that's part of that. Like, we're really into like symmetry. Like, my fear is we go for 4 and we end up with 5 because twins
Oh,
run in her
yeah.
family.
Oh boy.
I like even numbers. She likes even numbers. We've planned for 4. 5 at least goes into 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's easy to count by. But we'll see.
All right. All right. Well, we will see indeed.
She also says every time she's pregnant that she's not doing this ever again. So
Yep.
really not good at keeping her word.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about about a couple things. Also, I have a little something, but first we need to untap these beers from. I keep want to say I just want to call it Goliath, but toppling is at the beginning of the label, which by the time you get to it, it's at the back of the can, so it's hard to spot.
I can't speak on yours, but yeah, exactly. It's right there at the wrong spot because mine's right above where the ABV is, and it almost like lines up with company.
Yeah. So, and I think we must have had something from these guys not too long ago on the show, because it does ring a bell, and I think I made that same mistake then. So, Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. They're doing some good stuff out there in Iowa, man. Like, I'm not a big sour guy, but this is one that I can even drink because it's just super. It tastes like juice. This is more, I guess you could say, sweeter than tart. Like they said, they're trying to find that balance of like a good jam. So it is just like very juicy and fruity and delicious. Again, only a 5.4%. But I mean, it's just as advertised, man. I mean, as soon as I pop this can, you could smell the berries on it. It's a nice little treat for sure. I'll give it a 4.5. I mean, for a sour, again, it's a kettle sour. I'm not too sure what the difference is between a kettle sour versus a normal sour, but I don't know. I like it. I like it for a sour, at least. It gets a pretty good high mark from me.
I too do not know the difference between a kettle sour and a regular sour. But hot damn, this is delicious. Like you said, it's like drinking juice, and it's another one of those go-tos for me, particularly with toddlers in the household. You always have juice on hand, so become a real big fan of juice. I want to give it an absolute 5. However, that 4.2% normal for a sour. You can't taste it at all. I see no sediment, but I've got the top half of the can. I'm gonna give it a 4.75. I think a really solid outing.
Pretty solid indeed. All right, well, we'll see how it goes from here. We're gonna enjoy a couple more sours. One of which, actually, both of them are probably gonna be really good. One of which I think is gonna be maybe the most superior. We shall see. And of course, since it is the double birthday show, I do got a couple things to throw your way.
Oh boy!
In celebration, we'll do that after this Brewsday Tuesday. Right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.